Hello, my name is Vincent Nathaniel Kennedy. I am a disabled veteran. I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder and have multiple injuries or pains or modalities of my body. I am a graduate student at University of Missouri, Kansas City. I received my undergraduate at the same institution, and I have suffered at this institution. As the only advocate for disabled students at UMKC, I seem to be the first person that asked for a disabled student union, just as much as the lesbian, gay, or transgender students have a student union or student council. Excuse me. The African American students have a student council. The Hispanic American students have a student council. But disabled students have no voice. And I am not what they consider a typical disabled person. As if there's a type who suffers from PTSD, or there's a type who gets cancer, or there's a type who, has an intellectual disability, intellectually challenged. Or as my friend Katie Mulder, who's just simply born deaf and mute and wants to be a pharmacist. UMKC says, you can't. Dr. Mona Lyne says, I am the department chair and you will not go and get a PhD because I say I don't want you to get a PhD. And if I don't want to give you your last 3 credits, I don't care if they're graduate credits. I can tell you what your accommodations are. Who cares if you're disabled? I can say that you have not passed satisfactory academic progress. So I say it. Nobody can doubt my academic integrity. That don't mean even if I am working together with someone else who hates you, named Corliss Strathearn, vocational rehabilitation employment officer in St. Louis, the only one in the state, people, and an agency that doesn't have an office of civil rights. Yes, the Department of Veterans Administration, unlike the USDA, the Department of Education, and almost 90 other percent of government agencies have an office of civil rights where you can complain if you are disabled, you are African American, if you are facing discrimination, harassment, threats, fear of your life, fear of your livelihood. You can't go anyplace with the VA. They can tell you because you signed a privacy statement, that you signed a privacy statement that says they can call someone and tell them that they don't like you and they should work together to hurt you as much as they can. And that's in the interest of government tax dollars at work. So we as tax Americans give our tax dollars to the VA, who spends $100 million of our money going to conferences. Right, conferences. What about what happens when I ask for a Macintosh computer and it's on record? They put it in their record. Who's to say that that Macintosh was ordered or not? If I don't have a copy of my record and no one will give me a copy of my record, according to my record, that Macintosh is mine and the government has spent $2,500 that went where? What about the satisfactory academic progress? Yeah, satisfactory academic progress is another name for RICO, racketeering racketeering, PTSD moment, influence corrupt organizations. Sorry, back on track. Got excited. Am disabled. I am. And it's not an excuse. It is the truth. people act like, oh, well, you must have heard me. Oh, no, I was in an explosion. I got scar tissue on both of my ears. You talk loud. Yeah, well, my inner ear was kind of mangled up in an explosion. I have a TBI. I was a lucky one. My brain didn't move forward. I just got this bigger than average normal organ for intelligence. Sorry. That's for my wife. Why am I making this video? So people can know that there's so much fraud in our government, that there are people who think they're gods. I am the only one. Congress can't tell me what to do. Right, Corliss Strathearn. Congress can't tell you what to do. Citizens pay your salary. I am the only one. I am God. I am Dr. Lyne. I am your department chair. There's 5 of us. If you don't do what we say, you won't get on thesis. You won't. They're right. I was like, I finally gave up. I can't write a thesis. I done went to other universities. I done everything I possibly can. I can't write a thesis because everybody that I call has been, no, I'm sorry, I can't work with you. I got told the other day by a gentleman of financial aid that I got to think of you as dead, Mr. Kennedy. Dead. That's what they said. I got to think of you as dead because I can't even speak to you. We can't even talk about your financial aid. Wait a minute. You can only talk to Nancy Mertz. So I can only talk to Corliss Strathearn. I can't talk to, no, she is totally forbidden. You under the threat of jail. I will call Federal Protective Services if you talk to a VRE counselor anywhere in the state of Missouri. Did she say anywhere in the state of Missouri? Yes, she did. Do you hear me, people? This is what I was told by a vocational rehabilitation officer because I filed notice of disagreements, which is your federally guaranteed right. I contact Congress with congressional inquiries because the lady threatens me on a continual basis, me, like Mr. Nonviolent. Yes, I believe in the Second Amendment, but I don't believe nobody should go around shooting nobody's child because every crazy fool is somebody's child, and that lady is probably crazier than I am. I'm not crazy. I have a disability. I think there's a difference in like disabled people and just crazy. Because people, they don't have no excuse. What I don't know. She's not a counselor, so she don't get to say, I hear all these PTSD problems every day, so I think I'm taking on a bit of your PTSD. She's just vindictive. I'll pick up the phone. Send an email to someone says, call me. So I can tell you, call me. I'm going to call you if I get a number, but you need to call me so I can tell you about this guy. Who? Oh, I signed a right to privacy so you can go and talk to and cuss me out with everybody. My right to privacy says I have a right to slander you at the same time. Is that what a right to privacy is, Corliss Strathearn? Corliss Strathearn, VRE. I should repeat her address somewhere, but they would probably act like I was threatening her by giving her address. So I can't say her name. I can't say that she is discriminatory, she is derogatory, she tries to hurt you. She will take food out your kid's family and put up a fake person on the internet. Who is Nero? Find out Nero. Find Nero on Facebook. Can you find Nero on Facebook somewhere? Oh, I help all veterans. Dr. Lyne. Because I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. I don't believe somebody has a right to love somebody else. But I'm also a believer in Christ, God, heaven, doing good things. If you do good, and good comes back to you. So if you're sick and your body is sick, what have you done to other people? What have you done to me? God don't like ugly, and people who do ugly things to me have stuff happen to them. And I ain't nowhere near. I'm 5,000 miles away. Hear about it in Germany about somebody that did something to me that was wrong. Because I'm a good person. That's why I'm doing this video. I got 30 seconds because I gave myself, I'm going to do a 5-part series. This was just my free-flowing. I may even write a script on the next one and read out these emails that these people have done. This one here is called, I am frustrated with discrimination. I got nothing else to do but talk about it. I came to the library to talk about it. I'm going to go to my house and talk about it. My wife sent me out here so I don't have to talk about it with her. Now, I'm done talking about it with you. I'm 4 seconds past production time. This is Vincent Kennedy, UMKC graduate student, discriminated against veteran who happens to be 50% service-connected disabled. Signing off, saying goodbye to Dr. Mona Lyne, distinguished. One book. Got mad because I told her one day I wanted to write 5 books about that. One book. Anyway, in comparative politics, took her 10 years. It take me 1 week to write 30 pages. I'm sorry. I don't know if this was a free flowing. I'm going to take it an extra 4 minutes. Can't stop right here. People, you need to listen to what I'm saying. We're talking about a corrupt organization. Example, each university, say a university has 14,000 students. That university's SAPs, 1,700, 2,500, 3,000. They let 1,700 get back into class and get their financial aid. But there's always that extra 1,000 people that don't get their financial aid. Typically, they're African American, very young, and in a very poor neighborhood. So you SAP a few whites to cover yourself up. You SAP a lot of enabled people to cover for yourself. But yet, the most people that get these SAPs are African American and specifically disabled people. And then you take a $20,000 a year federal student aid given to you by the federal student aid of the Department of Education, and you put that money into a interest-bearing account. Let me say that for you, economically challenged. Interest-bearing account. So you take $20,000 from 10,000 students, put it in an interest-bearing account. So that is 8 zeros. $100,000? $100 million. That is what the typical state college gets in federal financial aid for students. And that's not for all of their students. So a university like University of Missouri, Kansas City gets $100 million that it puts in interest-bearing accounts. And then do you think that they have a reason to give the students their financial aid? No, that creates bureaucracy to keep the financial aid. And if you're a problem student, that means, number one, you stand out, you've asked for it, you transfer there as a honor roll student, and you want to continue your honor roll. The first thing they do is they give you 3 C pluses. No more honor roll. Okay? Second thing is you don't transfer anything into UMKC. We don't care what you was before there. We're going to determine who you are because only our GPA will matter. So that means our professors matter. If you stay here, and we're going to give you plenty of opportunity to leave. SAP. Oh, back to that amount of money. $100 million. So say I keep $30 million out of that for 4 extra months. And then I give it back to the federal student aid. We're talking about enough reason to get someone killed. It's a criminal enterprise. It's RICO. It's justification to take federal dollars and withhold it from the protected class of people, to deny them their accommodations or their civil rights, and the use of earning interest, money, gets people 100 years. It's the same as a Ponzi scheme. It is a Ponzi scheme. It's a government-supported Ponzi scheme. It's the biggest form of welfare out there for universities and college presidents who run around with $100 million. $100 million. For one term. "30 seconds post-production." Now, when you tell someone this, they immediately stop your federal student aid. They then go and get with your professors, your vice chancellors. No one will return your email. You go to the Office of Civil Rights, they think they'll help. Maybe. Well, this is 5, 4, 3, 2 seconds, one left of this post-production of discrimination in higher education.